Fairy tales aren't for men, they're for young people. And Tyler Young has not got his fairy tale. He's a man, and he's wanting this fairy tale. You're not getting it. Welcome back to another video. Tyler Young has not got his game that he was hoping for against Everton in the FA Cup third round. What are your thoughts on this big media frenzy? In the comments down below. It's an absolute disgrace. Either way you look at it, you'll say it's a disgrace that he didn't get on the pitch, or you'll say it's a disgrace that we're even getting talked about in the first place for many different reasons. So let me know your thoughts. I'm sure there'll be people who disagree, but if you do agree, let me know your thoughts. Like the video if you do go on to do so, and subscribe if you're new. Like I said, the support's been massively appreciated recently. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year, but immediate future, can we get to 800 in a few months? That would be very much appreciated. Now, Ashley Young is, probably a legend in the football world. Played for Inter Milan, Aston Villa, Manchester United. He's played for many big clubs, and Watford. Nothing against Watford, but I'm sick of this. I'm sick of reading it. I'm sick of seeing it. So now I'm going to add fuel to the fire, and I'm going to hopefully have you watching it as well. I don't know how it's going to do, so thanks for watching if you are watching, but I'm sick of it. Now, I had Talk Sport on this morning and last night, and I heard Jamie O'Hara saying it shows how boring he is, Duncan Ferguson, or Darren. It's Darren, it's not Duncan. They're two very bit different people. How boring he is. Do something big for the club. Now, this isn't doing something big for the club. This is doing something big for Darren Ferguson if you put him on the pitch, and something big for Tyler Young and Ashley Young. It's got nothing to do with the football club. Doing something for the football club is beating Everton and putting out a professional 11 and an 11 that are there on merit and deserve to be there and has the best chance of beating Everton. Tyler Young, putting him in that game, does not give Peterborough the best chance to go and win that game. It's an absolute disgrace. It's sporting nepotism. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. We talk about equality all the time. That is not equality. Equality is equal rights, and someone in that Peterborough academy should have probably has a better right to be playing than Tyler Young. Tyler Young has not played a league appearance in the league. Obviously, he's played in the FL Trophy. He's not been on the bench for the last 14 games, and yet he's on the bench just because he can play with his dad. Do it in his testimonial when Ashley Young plays. If Ashley Young and Tyler Young want to play with each other so much, then why don't he drop down to non-league? Drop down to non-league, because that's where Tyler Young will probably end up being, because the likelihood that he's going to be a professional footballer in the professional level is very unlikely. The fact that he's even playing for Peterborough and has played a competitive game is a huge achievement in itself. For anyone to be playing competitive football, to be in and around competitive football, is a huge achievement. But the fact that he should be playing ahead of senior players, players who have worked so hard to get where they are, to be League One footballers, to have a chance at playing in the last ever FA Cup tournament trail to the final at Goodison Park. Peterborough are never going to play at Goodison Park again. This is the last season at Goodison Park, and it's a historic stadium, traditional stadium, one of the best. I'd like to go there. I've not been. I've been outside the ground, and they wouldn't let us in to the stadium or just into the car park. Very angry man they had on the gate. He's like, "You're not coming in," with his arms crossed and a bit of a smile on his. I'm sure he was a very nice man, but he wasn't pleasant to us. He was actually quite ignorant. All I wanted to do was just get a picture outside the ground. Instead, I had to go onto the street and have the Everton badge in the background. And so disrespect to you, Mr. Car Park Man at Goodison Park. But I digress. It is a disgrace. Now, so that's what Jamie O'Hara said. That pillock, anyway. I don't like the guy. Not met him, but I don't like him as a pundit. I think he's terrible. And Ferguson said after the game, he said, we're not a charity case, and an Everton player had a pop at him. Who do you think you are, having a pop at a manager for not putting a player on? You get in that dugout when you... I have to say, Peterborough, they're 5 points away from relegation. They've been competing towards the championship. Darren, I have to keep calling him Darren, don't call him Duncan. Very different people. Duncan Ferguson's an angry man who's turned into a vegan. But Darren... he's got them into a championship, and have lost 5 and drawn 1 in the last 6. He's under pressure. He could get sacked. His job's on the line. He's got an opportunity for Peterborough to get good money by getting into the fourth round. It's a good bit of money for a League One club. The experience of getting into the fourth round and beating Everton at Goodison Park, and also the memories of a fan for travelling to Goodison Park, going on these aways. Bradford City did it 14-15 season, obviously the 12-13 season in the League Cup as well, and the great moments. And I think it's just morally wrong that he was even on the bench. I don't think he should have been on the bench. I think the fact that he's even been put in that position for numerous reasons, the fact that he's a defensive midfielder and he had two other midfielders on the bench anyway, was he going to get on ahead of them? There'd have to be 2-0 down, 3-0 down. The game would have had to have been over. The media attention that Tyler Young's faced, how will that affect him in the future as well? Is it too much for? Is he 17, 16, 18? Is a young person? That could go either way. He's the most recognised Peterborough player. If you were to ask anyone, name a Peterborough player, you'd say Tyler Young now, because of all the media attention that it's got for no reason, just because it's a fairy tale. I'm not buying it. But the bit that really makes me laugh is the fact that people are saying, oh, he could have brought them on. They were 2-0 down. They were 2-0 down in the 98th minute. He made all his 5 subs in the 89th minute when it was 1-0, when he was chasing the game. You can't fault a manager for making attacking subs when they're 1-0 down. Again, just to play to your fairy tale story, which is an absolute, disgrace. How can you expect a manager to do that? Who, I've already said, is under pressure. They're just clueless cretins. Some of these people, they just come out with a load of nonsense. Some of these are respected accounts as well, respected pundits. They don't have a clue. They are clueless. Cretins, like I said, to echo my previous point. And it's not just because I disagree with them, it's just that the fact that these people are getting paid, I'm rocking, that's how angry I am, I'm rocking the thing. These people are getting paid good money, and they don't even know the rules. If you made 5 subs, you can't make any more. So the fact that they're bringing up for it with 2-0 is just ridiculous in itself. And why has it got all this attention? Why am I doing a video on it? Why this the only thing you can see on your timelines on social media? It's because Tyler Young's dad is better than all the other Peterborough players' dads. That's the only reason, and there's been a bit of luck that they're playing each other in the FA Cup third round. That's the only reason. I don't get how that is fair. The fact that Tyler Young might have even got up into the level that he is because of his dad. We've seen Wayne Rooney getting many jobs when he hasn't deserved those jobs, just because it's Wayne Rooney, a golden generation player. Same goes for all the other big star players who've gone into management, getting the big jobs just because of their name and their reputation. That's the same for young players coming through. If your dad, we've seen it with Jamie Carragher, Sean Dyche, Tyler Young with Ashley. So many of these ex-players' sons are coming into a game. Are they just coming into it because their dad's better than their dad? They're a recognised name. Or your Tyler Young's, your Ashley Young's son. Other people aren't getting those opportunities because these people have had an easy ride. So I'm pleased that Tyler Young hasn't been given this opportunity. Yeah, he's gone on the bench, which is a huge thing in itself, and that should be recognised in itself that he's on the bench for Peterborough in an FA Cup third round at Goodison Park. But the fact that he hasn't been given it on a plate, the fact that you have to earn it, you have to graft for it, it's like any other thing in the world, in business, in life. You don't get things handed to you on a plate. You don't get your meal handed to you with a knife and fork in some places. Some places you just have to eat it with your hands. You don't get buttered bread. You have to butter the bread yourself. You don't get a handkerchief or a tissue, to wipe your face with. You've got to do it with your hand and then wipe it under a table. Where there's chewing gum there. Life's not great at times, and you don't get things handed to you. Like I say, you've got to ride a smooth with it, the good with the smooth. And if that means you don't have your tea made out for you, and you've got to, you don't have a knife and fork, and you've got to use your hands, then use your hands, get down. And Tyler Young has got to work for that. And the fact that Everton players are moaning at Darren Ferguson, the media are moaning at Darren Ferguson, saying that it shows how boring he is. It shows how boring you are. Just because you want your fairy tale, go and watch. Go, just put a movie on if you want a fairy tale ending. Put a romance on. It's not. It's real life, and just deal with it. So apologies for quite a ranty video. It has wound me up because that's all I've seen. And I hope I echo or have made some good points, at least, even if you don't agree. If you do disagree, let me know in the comments down below. I'd be very interested to know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you're just a Bradford City fan, thank you very much for supporting me and my channel, because you always do. If you're neutral, if you're a Peterborough and Everton fan, or you follow Ashley Young, let me know your thoughts. Very interested to see what the comments are saying. Like the video if you did, subscribe if you're new, on the road to 800, but in the distant future 1000 is on the horizon thanks to your support, and it's something different. I don't normally do this, but I want to keep the videos coming, and so here one is. Have a good one.